It is time to talk about it again. Meet Priest Kolawole John on your favorite program. Let's talk about it. It is all about you. Conflict in marriage. Conflict in marriage. Let me talk about this conflict in marriage as being affected by knowledge acquired. Conflict means a clash or disagreements experienced in a relationship. What causes conflict most of the time in relationship, especially marriage, is dissatisfaction. When you are not satisfied with the behavior or the attitude received from your spouse. Remember, I've said it earlier that you are a receiver, or the person being affected by the character or the attitude of your spouse. So if your spouse lacks certain knowledge, it's going to affect his or her behavior, and you are the immediate receiver of that character. So this is why most of the time this leads to conflict in marriage, conflict in relationship, because there is usually dissatisfaction with what you receive from your husband or your wife or your spouse to say. Once we have now understood that the cause of conflict is dissatisfaction, which comes as a result of negative character, and once we know that these characters are not just coming, they are coming because the person exhibiting that character must have lacked certain knowledge, is not rich in certain knowledge, is behaving the way he or she is behaving because he lacks knowledge in some area. So that is why in marriage it is very, very important for couple, after evaluating each other, understanding the weakness and the strength of each other, the next thing is how to build up. And to do that, rather than placing high expectation, a lot of people expect too much than what their spouse can actually offer. When you are placing expectation, the kind of behavior you expect, the kind of attitude you expect, have you also considered the strength of that partner? Can she or can he be able to do that? You are comparing your husband with somebody else. Does your husband have the same knowledge with that person? Many husbands today complain about their wife. My wife cannot do this, my wife cannot do this, my wife cannot do this, whereas I have a lot of other women doing this. Do they have the same exposures? Do they have the same knowledge? These are some area of problems. So marriage is supposed to be an institution. What that actually means is a place to be groomed, a place to be exposed to new orientation, to new knowledge. Because knowledge is what can actually control character. To develop new character, to develop new behavior in any relationship, it all borders on exposing oneself to new knowledge. I've said it and I'm emphasizing it. You can only give what you have. What you do is controlled by what you know. So this is why it is very important to work more on acquiring required knowledge that can improve a particular character or behavior. Even if your wife is not very good in kitchen, that does not make her the worst woman. She only lacks the ability to have learned. Probably she doesn't have good parents to have given her the right knowledge, or she herself has not given us a time to acquire those knowledge before getting married. That's not yet a problem. All that needs to be done is she has just been admitted to an institution for learning new character, learning new behavior. Then she has to go and learn more. Whatever you have missed before getting married, you need to acquire it in order to modify your character. Everybody could be better. Everybody could improve characters and behavior if we can submit ourselves to learn new knowledge. This is what I'm teaching in this topic today, that knowledge comes first before your character. So to be able to modify that character, all we have to do is to acquire the required knowledge that can help improve that character and behavior. But everybody must be ready to learn, because he who stopped learning has stopped life, has stopped growing. As long as you live, you must continue to learn. You can't know it all at once. Continue to acquire new knowledge. By that, you can modify that character. You can modify your behavior. You can be better. Let's meet again in our next episode, when we shall be discussing more on how to help modify or improve our partner's character. Okay, let's see you again in our next episode.